Starting a podcast of your own can be incredibly rewarding, but it's true that sometimes starting out can be a little confusing. You have to think about equipment, editing software, and what to talk about in the first place. But lucky for you, we will cover all of that and more in this video tutorial. So get ready and let's start your podcast. Alright, first things first, you will need to decide what your podcast is going to be about. That will impact everything else, like your name, logo, format, and even future episode ideas. If you already have an idea in mind, that is great. But if you're feeling a little stuck, don't worry. Start by writing down some topics you could talk about for hours, like your passions, your expertise, whatever gets you fired up. Then, try consulting AI tools like Gemini or ChatGPT to come up with discussion topics. If most of those ideas sound fun to talk about, you're on the right track. Now, you'll need to find an approach. Listen to other podcasts in the same niche to get inspired and try to see what they're doing well and brainstorm a way to stand out. Once you've got a solid vision for your show, it's time for the fun stuff. Naming and logo creation, which is an essential part of creating and establishing your brand's image. Think of a name that's catchy, memorable, and easy to say out loud. And don't be afraid of using wild ideas, even if they sound silly. You might be onto something unique. If you need a hand, check out our AI business name generator for some fresh ideas. To use it, just click the link in the description below and write down some relevant keywords about the name you're going for, and it will give you some suggestions. After you're done, let us know in the comment section the name you picked for your podcast. Finally, design a logo that captures the vibe of what you want to do. A good starting point is choosing a color palette that works for your topic. If you don't have the budget to hire a professional designer, try free tools like Canva to design one yourself. And just like that, you already have an idea for future branding choices, including the podcast artwork to display on podcast directories. Okay, so right after your podcast brand identity comes to life, it's time to plan your episodes. You need to make sure your recording sessions are organized and efficient. By planning the episodes out, you'll also have time to develop a structure that won't get boring to the listeners. Also, you should decide on a format for your episodes. You could interview someone, do a solo presentation, or have roundtable discussions. A combination of those could work too. Next, brainstorm topic ideas and map out your release dates. A content calendar is your best friend here. It keeps you organized and helps you plan ahead. If your podcast takes a lot of research or prep time, consider splitting it into seasons too. That way you can take a break and come back with fresh ideas for the next season. It also creates room for promotional opportunities like season finale events or recap episodes. To build hype, schedule social media posts before and after an episode's release. You can repurpose your content into bite-sized chunks as an easy way to draw new listeners in. And to stay on top of everything, consider using a project management tool like Trello, especially if you're not the only one involved in planning. Now, before we hit record, let's make sure we have the right podcasting tools prepared. Choosing the right tools and software is crucial for recording and editing your episodes. But don't worry, that doesn't mean you need to invest in fancy equipment right away. Many successful podcasters started their journeys with just a phone and a pair of headphones. As long as you can listen back and hear yourself clearly, you can polish the audio file with editing software later. Although, if you want to invest in proper podcasting gear, a USB microphone and some comfortable headphones are a great start for beginners. Some great choices for USB mics would be the Audio-Technica AT2040 USB, Rode NT USB Mini, PreSonus Revelator, and Samson Q2U. And for headphones, my picks would be to look at Audio-Technica's AT-M series models and pick one that suits your budget. They have become somewhat of an industry standard by now, as seen in many podcasts. If you have the budget and thinking of upgrading your gear, investing in a proper XLR mic like the ever-popular Shure SM7B or the Electro Voice RE20 is a great idea. It's a more advanced podcasting tool though, as you'll need to connect the mic to an audio interface which comes with its own price tag. An audio interface like that lets you record, adjust, and mix multiple audio sources at once, offering a wider range and better audio compared to USB mics. Make sure to check out some audio gear review pages to find the gear that suits you best. Speaking of audio editing software, there's a wide range of options, even for beginners. Adobe offers Adobe Podcast, where you can use its amazing AI tool to enhance your audio and also edit your podcast. Audacity is another great beginner-friendly tool, and when it's time to upgrade, you can consider something like Descript or Adobe Audition for advanced audio editing. These tools can help you clean up the sound, cut out any mistakes or stutters, and even add music or sound effects. If you're feeling fancy, you can create a pre-recorded intro and outro segments too. Alright, recording gear check, software check, so now it's time to record your podcast. So first up, have some notes or talking points on hand so you could keep your episodes focused and on track. If you're chatting with guests, let everyone know what to expect. So make sure you share your agenda and any questions you'll be asking to make sure everyone's on the same page. If you're the one interviewing, make your guests feel like home, do your research, and be an active listener. Pay attention to what your guests are saying, ask follow-up questions, and avoid interrupting. The most important thing is to remember during recording is to make yourself feel comfortable. That will help your voice sound more natural and relaxed. Don't worry about awkward silences or mistakes. You can easily cut all of them out during audio editing. And once you're done editing the podcast, make sure to export your recording as an MP3 or WAV file. The WAV file format has the highest quality, but it's larger in size, so it may take a little longer to upload it to a podcast host. Choosing your podcast hosting platform is a key decision. A good host should do more than just store your episodes. You want to look for RSS feed functionality, which will automatically distribute your podcast to multiple podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts. Without it, you'll have to try and get listed manually with no guarantee of that ever happening. Plus, a good host should give you detailed analytics to track your podcast performance. Besides that, you want to pick a platform that lets you scale as your podcast grows. If you need any suggestions, check out Buzzsprout, Acast, and Podcastly. They provide everything you need from podcast distribution, analytics, and even diverse monetization options. For your first try, you can also use Spotify for podcasters. It's a totally free option, so it's great to kickstart your podcasting journey. With a host that can fit your needs, you can easily manage and publish your podcast. Just remember to give your episodes catchy titles with relevant keywords. This helps people find your podcast when they search online. For even better chances, write episode descriptions that are both informative and engaging. Sprinkle in those keywords again and add alt text to any images that you use. With your podcast now recorded and uploaded to a host, the next crucial step is creating a website to engage with your audience and increase your online presence. Whether you have a following or not, you'll want to build up some hype for your podcast. And a website is a perfect way to create excitement. It can act like a central hub to build community around your podcast. You can start a blog, provide episode descriptions, and offer exclusive membership content. Lucky for us, creating a podcast website is super easy with Hostinger Website Builder, even for absolute beginners. Let's take a closer look at how we can do that. First, get to the landing page linked in the description of the video to purchase a hosting plan. To unlock the builder's full power, let's choose the Business Website Builder plan. Then choose a subscription period. I recommend picking the 48 months bundle to get the best deal with 3 months extra hosting and a free domain name for the first year. Then create a hosting account with your email address or connect with your Google account. After that, select your preferred payment method and fill in the details. Once you're done, remember to apply the WB10 coupon code for an extra 10% off your purchase. Click Submit Secure Payment and you'll be redirected to the website builder. Okay, so the first step is to choose how you're going to build the website, with AI or a pre-built template. If you prefer to go with a template, there are over 100 options, so feel free to pick something out. But this time, let's create the site with the AI builder as it's the simplest way to do it. All you need to do is click the Start Creating button and fill in the required fields. First, let's choose the website type and then enter your podcast name over here. In this field, describe how you want your website to look like and write a bit about your brand. Be as detailed as possible so that the tool can create quality content. You can also ask for a certain website style and color palette options by setting them up here in the personalization settings. The AI will create a website based on your request and you'll see the website preview like this. If you didn't like the outcome at first, don't worry, you can always go back to the AI form and regenerate a new website by clicking this button over here. Once you're happy with the result, click the Edit Site button to tweak the site elements further. If the overall site design aligns with your preference, leave it as it is. To adjust the color palette and font combination further, go to the Website Styles menu. Then replace the site elements with what you need. To change the placement of any text, image, or button, simply drag and drop the item to the desired area. And if you want to change the background, click Edit Section to edit or remove the image. To tweak the headline, double-click on the item and replace it with the text you want. In fact, you can make use of the AI Writer tool to help create headlines or copy. Just head to the AI Tools menu, describe your text, and the tool will write it for you. And those are pretty much the basics for navigating the site builder. While you're waiting for your podcast grand launching date, you can explore the best website design to apply to your site. I'll show you how you can curate the episodes page to promote your distributed podcasts. Otherwise, create a new page from scratch, use the AI page generator, or use a template by clicking the Add Page button from the Pages and Navigation menu. I'll pick this project template and rename it to Episodes. Now, I'm going to place a podcast episode here. I'll remove the default image first, then open up the Add Element tab from the Builder menu and simply drag and drop this embed code element here. In a new tab, open your podcast page, and for this tutorial, I will be using Spotify. Hover over the podcast episode that you want and click the three-dot button. Select Share, then Embed Episode. Pick the color and size of the display you prefer and set the minute you want the episode to play. Once that's done, click Copy. Go back to the site editor, paste the code in the box, and finish by hitting Embed Code. That's it! Visitors can now play your podcast directly from the website. Tweak the title and description to make it appealing for them to start listening. Once you're done with the podcast website, preview how it looks by clicking this icon over here. You can also see the mobile version of it by clicking this button. Tweaking the site elements here won't affect the desktop version though, so feel free to adjust the site's mobile version to make it look neat. Make sure everything on the site works fine, and don't forget to create a custom domain name. Simply hover over this part and click Connect your own domain. Then you will be redirected to HPanel to claim the free domain name. Once that is done, go back to the website builder and click Go Live. Your site is now online and ready to promote. At the first launch of your podcast, it's better to upload more than one episode so you have enough content for people to engage with. You can also ask your family and friends to give feedback and help spread the word about your podcast. Listener testimonials are one of the best podcast promotion tools that you can use. Particularly on Apple Podcasts, tons of positive reviews within the first 8 weeks can get you into the new and noteworthy section. Also, consider promoting your podcast during a soft launch period. This will build anticipation for a wider audience while you prepare for a well-curated grand launch. Your podcast website is a great platform for this strategy. You can benefit from hosting your website builder's Coming Soon page feature. Find it by hovering over this globe icon and click Edit Coming Soon page. Feel free to design the page as you want. For this time, I'll remove the background and edit the copy. As a final touch, I'll drag the button element over here to redirect visitors to the podcast's Instagram page. This is also a great place for testimonials. Preview the page once again, and if everything you see looks nice, go to Pages and Navigation to enable this button. Then click Update Website to finish. You can now share the site's URL to take visitors to the Coming Soon page. This way, you can build the hype of your new shiny podcast show. Once the episodes are now fully live, stick to your social media posting schedule to increase public awareness. Prepare interesting clips of your podcast recording, as many shows went viral after regularly posting on social media platforms. Cross-promotion among podcasters also lets you gain exposure. You can join podcast networking groups to connect with other podcasters who have similar shows. When it's time to grow your podcast, once again, consider running a podcast promo using paid advertisement platforms like Buzzsprout ads. This kind of promotion can give your podcast an instant boost. It can be costly, but effective to target the right audience for your show. And that's how you get your podcast up and running. If you have any questions, leave us a comment below the video and I'll be more than happy to answer them. If this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this in the future. As always, thank you for watching and good luck on your online journey.